Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and today we're playing a really tall Tiberius. Why is he so tall? I don't think that's quite normal. I don't know what's going on there. Usually champions have their face below the champion customization timer. Anyways, today we're playing some Tiberius, because Tiberius is who I would consider to be the forgotten DPS. He is someone who almost never gets talked about. I mean, if we just look at the damage roster, people are either talked about because they're busted, like Omen, annoying, and arguably maybe busted, like Betty, or bad and buggy, like Imani. You don't really see much chatter about Tiberius because, honestly, he's none of those things. He's not busted, he's not really that annoying to deal with, and for the most part, he's not really that broken either, right? There's nothing terribly wrong with him that's making him unplayable, and he's not so bad that he's trash, right? You can still reasonably play Tiberius, especially if you are, maining him, which, some people do that, but I feel like Tiberius mains are very rare these days. Honestly, I don't think I remember the last time I've played with or against a proper Tiberius main, but it's very interesting because he's a perfectly reasonable character to play. I mean, he's got good burst, he's got, some good stuff. His ultimate, is a bit meh, and his movement ability could be better, but I still think he's definitely reasonable, He's not A tier, S tier, or anything right now. Arguably, probably one of the more balanced DPS, at least in terms of general viability, right? So what do we want to do here? I think we want to play Tigron's Fury and bring out this build. I've refined my Tiberius builds because I had a lot of junk, and I just wanted to refine it a little bit. I have this build, which has Hone Senses, Test of Strength, and Charisma. Pretty generic stuff for Tiberius, I think. And yeah, then we've got some filler cards as well. And we're going to go ahead and pair that with probably some Haven here at the start of this match. And yeah, Tiberius, I mean, I find it kind of interesting that he's not more popular than he currently is, because he's a very stylish champion, first of all. And I think that's something that, has always been something I've appreciated about Tiberius, is even though he's not necessarily my favorite to play, just, based on personal preference, he is very cool. Right? He's this snazzy, like, Chinese tiger martial artist dude with a really cool reload animation, by the way. Check that out. And, he's the master of blades. He's got this French accent. He's got, a really stylish ultimate. He's got, this. He's got pizzazz. He's cool, right? He's a cool character. But, yeah, still not super popular, I guess. And also, I mean, he is reasonably fun to play. He's a projectile character. Plus points for that. You guys know I love my projectile characters. And the projectiles aren't, like, particularly hard to play either. Shaolin and Cassie are arguably harder projectiles to play for some people because they're small and pinpoint, and they're fast and they're just, they take some practice. But Tiberius's projectiles, they're fast, but they're also pretty wide, right? They're not super hard to hit. Not as easy as Xin projectiles, of course, but, they're not, like, impossible. And then also, he's got good burst, right? I don't know why I did that. I don't play Tiberius, okay? But yeah, he's got pretty good burst, too. He's got the combat trance, which lets him dump damage into people, and he's got the sword combo, where you just throw a chakram, throw the sword, blow up the sword, throw the chakram. It's good stuff. But I guess because he's not, like, insanely overpowered, I don't know, he just doesn't get a lot of attention in the meta. And then also because he's not particularly underpowered, he's not really on people's minds either, right? Like, Kasumi, before she got turned into a flank, was on people's minds all the time because she's trash. Even though her play rate was in the toilet because she was trash, people were aware of her, right? I feel like Tiberius just, people don't even talk about him anymore. So, that is kind of a stark distinction between Kasumi, or Imani and her bugs, or Bomb King and his being ridiculously strong, or Betty, or Vivian, or whatever, right? And even though for me, someone like Octavia is ridiculously boring, and for me, very forgettable, she still gets a lot of playtime because she is very strong, right? Even though I would argue Tiberius definitely has the cooler kit between the two. So, yeah, that's something interesting as well. And yeah, I guess also part of why I wanted to make this video is just I haven't really played Tiberius in a while, on the topic of him being forgotten. And I want to give him some coverage on the channel, I don't like to just never cover some champions, Certainly more champions get coverage than others, right? Some champions get a ridiculous amount of coverage. 7, Eevee, Bomb King, Rover, Shaolin a lot recently because I've been, you know, trying to master him. So yeah, you know, it's nice to just take a day and make a video about someone who is not, like, someone who gets a lot of attention on this channel. And, you know, if you haven't played Tiberius in a while, maybe try him out. Just, you know, to remember what it's like. Because I think he's a very reasonable and fun character to play. Again, not my all-time favorite or anything, but, I mean, yeah, I like him, you know? And I like his skins, too, for the most part. He's got some pretty stylish stuff going on there, too. He actually has one of my favorite gold skins. Because I just think it looks really nice. I like the snow tiger aesthetic he's got going on there, and I love the purple projectiles as well. The only real bad thing about that skin is when you throw the sword at the wall. The sword is just the default sword, right? It doesn't change with the skin like it does for the rest of the skins, so that's, you know, minus points for that. If they could fix that, though, that would be amazing. But yeah, and then he's got this skin, too, which is also pretty cool. This Oni skin. He's got the Lifeguard skin, which I don't really care as much for the skin itself, but I like the weapons a lot. I mean, he's a pretty cool champion, you know? Anyways, what should we buy? We should buy probably some more Haven. And maybe just 2 points of Nimble? Sure, and we'll just keep on keeping on here. Pretty relaxing match, honestly. Not really having to try hard too much, which is good because I can't try hard on Tiberius. Excuse me. Because I can't try hard on Tiberius because I don't play him that much. But yeah, let's pop over here again, and let's just pop a combat trance and spam. And yeah, I actually ricocheted and hit that Zin, which is something I didn't expect. It's another interesting thing about Tiberius. He's the only character in the game who can really ricochet on that level. Obviously, Dredge and Betty can ricochet their projectiles, but I don't feel like it's quite the same as Tiberius is, you know? Tiberius is... they really ricochet. With Dredge, the most you might be getting is, like, hitting someone behind a wall, like, knocking it around the corner and just kind of doing that, but that's, like, a lot more basic, you know? Oh, let's go! Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. Man. I mean, his ultimate, it may not be the best, but that was awesome. Like I said, Tiberius has amazing style points. But yeah, that ricocheting is something very interesting. And I actually, you know, I hadn't really thought about this because I always forget about this talent. But, you know, maybe that's another reason why he's not as popular is because, you know, he has this ricocheting effect, which is pretty interesting. But then the first talent is literally just, oh, you get a ricochet more. You basically don't have a talent, right? The first talent is just, oh, hey, here's default Tiberius. Like, really default vanilla Tiberius. He only basically has 2 talents. You know, I guess that might be the same case for some champions like Barrack. But, you know, at least Barrack gives him, like, some cooldown reduction. You spam the shield more. It's a little bit more involved with this. This is, like, super vanilla. I mean, when's the last time you've actually played that talent and got value out of it? I can't think of a time in the past few years where I've ever seen anyone get value out of that talent. It's quite sad. You know, it would be nice to see that talent get reworked into something more interesting. But I doubt that's going to happen because, like I said, Tiberius is forgotten about because he's balanced. He's not ridiculously strong. He's not ridiculously annoying. He's not ridiculously bad. He's not buggy. Yeah. I feel like that means his issues won't be addressed, you know, at all. Ever. Because, yeah, I mean, I would also like to maybe see some, like, stuff happen to his jump. I feel like it's a bit clunky, you know? It barely has any air control, and it has a wind-up to it. Compared to something like what Buck can do with his leap, I feel like it's just not as fun to use. But again, it's not ridiculously unplayable or anything, so again, I don't think that's ever going to be addressed. Might be a bit of a doomer mindset about it, honestly, about Tiberius, but honestly, I think that's the truth, because even Mojo does... Wow, I'm bad. Okay, even Mojo does tend to address, like, what's, you know, causing the most problems before they address something more minor, like Tiberius' jump being not that ridiculously crazy bug or anything. Like, if we just look at the last patch of balance changes, right? They address Seven, who is one of the... Ah! I'm dying. I need a drink. They address Seven, who's one of the most annoying characters in Paladins by most people's standards. They addressed Furia and her Cherish, because Furia's Cherish was ridiculously overpowered, and they also reworked Exterminate, which was an annoying talent that people didn't really like playing against. They addressed Io and Ying, who were relatively weak in the meta and made them into absolute powerhouses. You know, they addressed all this stuff that has more pertinence and more importance than something that's just less of an issue. So, yeah. It is kind of a shame, because, you know, people have wonderful suggestions for all kinds of characters, you know, like Tiberius, for example, making the dash a little bit better. Or, you know, maybe, I don't know, improving the ult in some way, or reworking his first talent, right? But realistically, Evil Mojo doesn't have infinite resources, and so they just can't really invest into doing that, you know? It's quite unfortunate. In a perfect world where Evil Mojo had infinite resources, I'm sure, yeah, they would love to take a look at Tiberius and maybe fix him. But for now, I just don't... I don't see anything happening to Tiberius, honestly. And for the most part, I guess that's fine, because he is... yeah, pretty nice. He's alright, you know? He's cool. He's Tiberius, you know? Let's try and focus on winning this game now. We are 3-1. If we just cap this here, we got it. But they are bringing up Fury ult right now, which is a bit scary. Ooh, that's scary too. I'll throw the sword back there. But with the tank down, that is quite unfortunate for us. Try and continue spamming here. Hello. Run away! Can I get a heal from Ray? Alright, we got the bounces. That's good. Gonna try and go in here. I think I should time that perfectly to land on Vic. And then... I thought I had another spin dash, so I right-clicked, and I just threw the sword through him, and that didn't kill him. Oh, man, I could have had him. I actually kind of threw that, but luckily he's going to run into me and we kill him. Perfect. Hello, Furia. Ricochet, please, hit her. No, I didn't hit her. Hold on, I got this. There we go. I was hoping that would ricochet off the wall and hit her, but that missed too. That's why I didn't aim directly at her. I wanted to be cool. Ah. Yeah, that should be GG, right? I'm going to spam some chakrams at Ashe. Ooh, she just barely didn't get touched there. Alright, well, perfect for us. There we go, GG. So yeah, as always, let me know what you think about Tiberius in the comments section down below. Do you main Tiberius? If so, what are your thoughts on the character? What do you think he needs? And yeah, also if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that wonderful stuff. We went 11-3 with Tiberius. Not bad at all, especially considering that's my first Tiberius game in... months. Months and months and months. Honestly, I think the last time I played Tiberius might have been when this skin came out. I really don't play Tiberius, man, but we were still able to do pretty decent there. And yeah, also, before we end off here, if you want to support the channel, keep me doing what I'm doing, keep me full-time, then consider joining the memberships program down beneath the video. You can click the join button, and for a very cheap price, you can support the channel and get some rewards in return. I would very much appreciate it if you would check that out. And with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.